How's it going, guys, and welcome to a 7000 sub special. Today I'm going to release the best layout you could possibly get in Factions. I would love to explain to you why this is so good and also why you should be building these in the future. As most of you guys know, cannons has evolved quite a lot the past few years. And even though that's actually a possible thing, we do need to take some safety precautions when building a base. So without further ado, let's dig straight into it. This design right here is based on the experience that I had playing Factions. Now that doesn't mean that this right here is completely bulletproof, but at least this one here has the defenses that I see people using. On top of that, some of these smart solutions on this base right here will stop some cannons that have been evolved the past few years. I will be releasing a 1x1, 2x2, 3x3, 4x4 and a 5x5. And you all have the same type of defense. So the first defense that we're going through right here is a filter. Now, lots of people don't really build filters anymore, and that's actually too bad, because some cannons, even if they are efficient fusion or parallel, they might have some kind of mistake, meaning maybe the sand does go a little bit more above the power than the hammer would, and that results in the sand having more depth at the end right here. So that's why we have one single filter right here at the end of the base. Normally I wouldn't really have a filter, because let's be honest, every single kind of fusion, but we might have a chance that the sand will be dipping, making this right here not stack. And in that case, if they have built a cannon wrong and it is actually dipping, this filter right here will stop them. But as you can see, it's not really a priority, and that's why we have it closest to the base, and that's why we don't have it all the way down as we put down here. Also, there's a bigger chance that this filter right here will stop them, because this filter is as far away from the cannon as possible. It's just a matter of taste if you would like to build these filters right here, but I think it's a good asset to have, because people will not be able to use an anti-gravity if you have a filter. So this one here does not only stop smaller fusion with small mistakes, but also an anti-gravities. At the bottom here we have quite a few ref layers, as you can see right here. Now I do suggest that you make some of them obby if your server allows secking through ref layers, but this right here should have enough ref layers for them to actually not be able to go in. Now if they do get a backstack underneath your base, it doesn't really matter how many ref layers you have, they're gonna get through them in less than 5 minutes. So to prevent them from revving up in your ref layers, we have these sand walls every single 2 chunks. Now this right here is just a must have, because this right here will allow you to make sure that you have enough sand walls here that when you're using a 1 stack or 1 sec or something like that, that these sand walls right here will at least stop them for a little bit. So I do suggest building all of these sand walls. On top of that, we have this right here, and what this is right here is pretty much stopping every single 1 sec ref nuke. So if you could imagine, if you've seen my video, you'll be able to see an array did it where we did this 1 second ref nuke. I'm quickly gonna play that for you. So as you can see, it's a really good asset to have ref cuts all the way in. And the best way to do that is pretty much doing it like this. So you have ice in between, you start genning down from there, it lands on top of the ice, and then you gen underneath it, and then you pretty much just break the ice. There's also another method where you can gen underneath it first, and then you break the ice, and then you gen from the top. The way the ice is set up and the slabs allows you to water every single wall all the way in. Because as you can see right here, the wall will come down right here, then this ice right here will water it. You're not going to be able to find yourself placing water buckets underneath these. So this right here is pretty simple, and it really helps out a lot. The slabs in between right here is a mid-air 1 sec ref nuke defense. What that pretty much is, that the stack in between your walls, and then the stack from 250 from Y7 to 255 and nuke all the way down. What this right here will do, it will stop them, and they will get stuck on this slab right here, which then they will have to shoot twice every single wall, making it not worth actually doing. So as you can see, we have quite a lot of defense for underneath your base, and that is really important, because more and more cannons have been invented to actually break you from the bottom. So it's just a really good asset to have all of these sand walls, these ref cords, and these mid-air defenses right here. On top of that, we of course have full wraps. I'm not really sure why people are not doing full wraps. It just looks much better. And let's be honest, some servers do say they have left shooting disabled, and then you're gonna figure out, oh well, you could actually left shoot instead. So it's just a good idea to have these all the way out. It's just a really good asset to everything, but you don't really need to. You could just go ahead and cut off the corner right here, but I do not recommend it whatsoever. Of course, this base here has a full buffer. As you can see, it goes all the way out from the base wall, which is located right here, the first watered wall or the last watered walls. There's going to be 19 chunks of walls all the way out, and sand walls of course, and then there's going to be one chunk out here with nothing. That one chunk right there is really helpful for when people are making cannons or one stackers. You can pretty much just block it in, or you can make your counter cannon right here, so you don't really need to go outside your claims, maybe 50 chunks out, maybe 20 chunks out to build the cannon. Since most servers don't allow redstone on top of sand, this right here is the check wall. It's sand wall that goes all the way around the base. That's the first wall. This right here will pretty much be your check wall, and you'll be flying like I do right now to check the walls. It's probably the most efficient way to do it, especially when servers don't allow you to have redstone on top of your sand wall or any type of checkbox. So yeah, so all in all, a very good base right here. It has everything that you'll possibly need, and the defenses on this base will most likely protect you from whatever. I do quickly want to point out that you do not need to wrap your sand wall all the way around right here. If you don't have sand gen bucket, or maybe you don't have enough money for it, you don't need all of these wraps right here. It's just really annoying seeing somebody one stack maybe out here, not to hit the base, but pretty much just go through all of the walls, and it's just really annoying to patch. So these sand walls right here will pretty much stop all one stackers, but again, you don't really need them, but it's just very important that you get it to where the base is. So if you don't have enough money for the sand wall, just do them so they cover at least the base, so you can pretty much cut it off right here, leave this right there, but then you can take out the corner as well as all the other ones. I do not recommend it, dude, because I do see a lot of people just sitting down there one stacking your walls just because you don't really want to get in or raid you. They just want to annoy you. So these sand walls right here pretty much just make sure that stops them. The way I set up the gen system right here, as you can see, is that we have all of these right here where you most likely want to make something on top of it. Maybe you're doing a roof art of some sort. So I just lowered these right here by one block. Now if you're not going to have a roof art, you can do something else, but this right here will be at 255, so you do need to not make this obby right here if you want a roof art. The ref right here, or the cots right here, or whatever you call them, has already been moved down, so you don't really need to worry too much about it. As you can see down there, we do have an extended ref layers, which is also very important. The way this works is that you place the gen bucket in between these netherrack right here, and that will gen the wall down in a perfect line, and this right here goes all the way around, as you can see right here at 4 wraps. I marked out where the sand walls is going to be at the bottom as well, because I know that most servers have the sand gen bucket being placed from the bottom and up. So this right here will just help you guys that it's going to make the sand walls from the bottom and then up. But of course, we also have that at the top. If there's no sand gen bucket, this up right here will provide you with the necessary blocks to print that in, because as you can see right here, all this right here is sand. So once you're done with the base, you can pretty much just load up the skim, and you can pretty much just skim this in. So you're going to be downloading a kind of a pack. You're going to have the full base, you're going to have a gen layout, which in this case right here is only the walls. If you don't want to have a big skim, you can only do the walls like this. There's also these ref cards right here all the way out. Now this right here again shouldn't be too big for some PCs, so you should be able to load this in and actually be able to print that in. The ref layers is also important, so that's why I took a schematic of those as well. Of course you can do layer by layers, so you can print it in. Again, if you don't have any gen bucket that goes horizontal or vertical, you can pretty much just print this in. The last file you're going to see is only the sand. This is so you can give other people different tasks. You can pretty much send this right here to your faction member, say, hey dude, you're gonna make these right here, and then you can give another guy the other skim, and so on and so on. There's also of course a full skim with everything laid out as I showed you before, but this right here just makes it better for slower PCs. And I think that'll be pretty much it for this video. Now I want to thank you guys so much for 8,000 subs, and on top of that I'm also going to release these bases right here, and I've really put my work into it and made all of this for you guys. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Now if you did enjoy this, make sure that you leave a like, comment down below what you think about this base design. Can you make it better than me? Go ahead and leave a comment down below. But as always guys, remember to subscribe to my channel. My name is Dexter, and I'm out.